Hi, and welcome to Common Agenda. I'm Norman Oliver, and this is my co-host, Ethan Weiser.
Hey, you can't introduce me.
Why not? Didn't I do a good job?
Well, it doesn't matter if you did a good job. It's my job to introduce myself. That's how this works.
Okay, fine. Let's try this again. Hi, and welcome to Common Agenda. I'm Norman Oliver.
And I'm Ethan. Nope. You ruined it. Just start the show.
The end of the semester is drawing near, and it's about that time of year when we begin to ask ourselves, what exactly have we accomplished since September? Between 3 blizzards and crippling cases of senioritis, it doesn't seem like much. So here are some bits of news to remind you just how much you've been missing while you sit on your bed and binge watch. Emerson's world-renowned awards telecast, The Emmys, has been nominated for the Emmy Foundation's College Television Award. Yes, you heard that correctly. An awards show has been nominated for an actual award. Now, you don't have to worry about this awardception ripping a hole in the space-time continuum. The Emmys have been nominated for this award several times before, and as of yet, we've seen no signs of any time paradoxes or the creation of any new black holes. However, it would have totally been worth it because this year's Emmys were just that good. Congratulations to everyone involved with last year's show, and we'll be rooting for you to take home the gold this coming April. And in news that has absolutely nothing to do with Emerson, but is still really, really important, a member of the beloved boy band One Direction, Zayn Malik, has decided to leave the band after 5 glorious years together, citing the desire to be a normal 22-year-old and to relax as his reason for leaving. With his decision, Malik has managed to break the hearts of an entire generation of Directioners. Luckily, One Direction will still continue as a 4-piece band, and Zayn will likely decide to return to the band once he realizes that being a normal 22-year-old is really kind of overrated. Temperatures are set to fall into the negatives again in Boston as the worst winter known to mankind continues into April. What is essentially an Arctic wind is being pushed via jet stream from Canada into the upper East Coast, sweeping its way down to ruin Easter break plans and freeze the yolks in your Easter eggs. Thanks, Canada. The temperature is set to descend as of tonight and will, according to weather officials, keep on making lives frozen and miserable for an as of yet unknown amount of time. So batten down the hatches, Emerson, and maybe try to hide your eggs inside the little building this year. Emerson's acapella scene opened up Saturday night for the 10th annual all-acapella concert in the Cutler Majestic Theater. Because we've never got the message that we weren't the college continuation of Glee, Emerson has 4 acapella groups, and all of them got together to perform and opened up a competition between several New England colleges. Acapella groups. The Boston University Dear Abbeys won and were named the best collegiate acapella in 2015, but fun was had by all. Breakfast and business. Friday morning, the 2 beautiful words of cereal and success converged in the Bordy Theater in a lecture put on by Creative Mornings. Nadine Manzen, a 3D printing mogul CEO and MIT graduate, explained the ultra-cool future of 3D printing. Yes, 3D printed food might actually be closer than you think, as well as the future of his company, Danger. Awesome. Emerson students were in attendance as breakfast was consumed, futures were explored, and lives were enriched, all before lunchtime. So while I try to figure out how to live my life after the end of One Direction, here's Javi Rodriguez with a segment we like to call After Emerson.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of After Emerson. Today, I'm here with Patricia Partavia. How are you today?
Great. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. Thank you so much for taking time to speak with us.
Oh, we love Emerson. You know, we were Emerson family. We were class of 44, theater and film. We used to teach stage design back in the old school when it was over on Beacon Street.
So what did you do right after Emerson? Did you have a job?
Well, after Emerson is an interesting story. It seems that we were in a family that was much into music and dance and all that, because in those days you didn't have computers and you didn't have programming, so you did your own entertainment. And we played Martin guitars. So WEEI was having an audition, and my sister and I went over there to audition. And on the way home, we lived out of town, so the Back Bay station, the engineer was helping people on, the conductor was helping people on, everybody was getting on the train, and we ran and we slipped in the snow. It was in February. We fell down. And one of the people we knocked down was a booking agent. He thought it was funny. So he said, come over to my office, and a week later we were on the train to Hollywood.
That's amazing. And what brought you back here to Boston?
My dad, at 102, decided he wanted to retire. So he said, ladies, you've had enough fun. Come home and take over the business, which we did.
And so you own this business now?
Yeah, my dad is now passed on at 102. I'm 92, and I'm running the business.
And the name of the business is?
Bartavian Incorporated.
And tell me a little bit about what you guys do here.
Well, we're a nonprofit family trust. The whole building is nonprofit, and I take things on consignment to help people.
And what has been your proudest, most memorable moment in your career?
Being in Emerson. See, the situation there was when we thought we needed to get some background in theater. At that time, the school was over on Beacon Street. So we went over to Beacon Street, and when we walked in the door, the president at that time was Ross, Dean Ross. And when we walked in the door, my mother looked at Ross, and Ross looked at her, and it seems that he was the dean at Oberlin when she was at Oberlin College. She was poet laureate at Oberlin. So they knew each other immediately, and at that point, my sister and I could do anything. It was wonderful. We had so much fun there. It's a great, great school.
So thank you so much for inviting us in and having us today.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you, and please come anytime. We're all Emerson family, and we all love each other.
Yes, we'll be back for sure. Thank you.
Wonderful. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Comment Agenda. Back to you guys.
Hello, I'm your in-studio correspondent, Rosalia Fodera, and today I'm speaking to Jade Zaroff from Emerson's EcoReps Green Gala. Jade, what is your position with the Green Gala?
Hi, thank you for having me, by the way.
course.
I am an eco representative at Emerson College, and I'm the producer of the Emerson Green Gala. Essentially, I just wanted to do something in celebration of Earth Day this year to bring more awareness to Emerson College, and it's expanded to something bigger than I definitely thought. So,
Now, how did you come up with the idea of doing this whole gala? Why?
well, definitely bringing more sustainability to campus. Eric Van Blanderen, who is our faculty advisor, he brought sustainability because he's the new sustainability coordinator on campus. He brought the EcoReps program to Emerson, and Emerson College could always go greener, just along with anything else in the world. So this event definitely brings a ton of students together just to celebrate our planet. Yeah.
So what can we expect at the show?
Yeah, we have a reception at 6:15 p.m. in the lobby with catered free food. College students always love that. And we have a fashion booth. My mom, Marcy Zaroff, she has a all-organic clothing company. This is an organic t-shirt. And 2 booths, how to get involved on campus and off campus, 13 student organizations, about 120 performers, and Pelton will be speaking in the beginning.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And now to the lovely Jessica Shorter-Bonney with Focus on Film.
Welcome to this week's episode of Focus on Film. I'm your host, Jessica Shorter-Bonney, and today we're going to be focusing on the film Fly. And now I have the pleasure of sitting down with the director, editor, and illustrator, Jenna Miller. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
So first off, can you give our viewers a little summary of your short film?
It's about these 2 kids. They decide to draw together, and when they start drawing, the girl, her drawing comes to life, and it's a puppy. And of course, the puppy gets into a lot of trouble, as all puppies do. And it's just sort of about their love for their dog and their adventures with their dog.
I watched the film and it was like literally the sweetest little film I'd ever seen. So I saw on the website where you posted your video that it was created in 35 hours, you worked on it for 5 days, and there was 1,261 pictures used to make it. So that sounds like a very large commitment. So what made you want to choose the medium of paper cutout animation?
I've actually worked on numerous whiteboard animations before, and I'll set up a whiteboard and then I'll have the camera pointed at the whiteboard set up, and then I'll start drawing, and then I'll erase and then draw more. But I wanted to do something that I had a little more control over, because when you're working on the whiteboard, it's just sort of hard to, get everything correctly placed. So I decided to do paper cutouts. So, and I do a lot of drawing in my spare time. It's been a huge hobby. I used to do like realistic animal portraits, and I like to use sort of unconventional tools for it. Like I'll use Sharpies, I'll use the whiteboard markers, and I really love animation. And before high school, that was my like big goal in life, is like to be an animator, and then it slowly transitioned more to film, but I still like have my passion for animation.
Okay, well, you answered this question. You've done other movies with paper cutout animation. Have you done any other ones with that animation?
No, this is actually my very first one. Yeah, I already have one planned out for like the next month. I'm gonna start working on. I'm sort of like giving myself a break because it was so time-consuming, so challenging. My friend and I would just sit on the floor of my dorm room for hours, just like moving things, and it was very tiring.
So I know this seems probably like really far off, but what would your dream job in the film industry be, and where do you hope to see yourself after you graduate from Emerson?
That's easy actually, because I'd love to be an editor at Pixar animation studio. So, or at another animation studio. I'd love to edit for them, maybe animate for them, but I think editing is like my main passion. That's what I see myself doing as a career. So.
And do you see yourself like continuing with your drawing as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have a couple books published online. Amazon, they're available, and I'd like to keep doing that because I really enjoy that. So
that sounds great. Well, thank you for sitting down with us. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's going to do it for this week's Focus on Film. I'm your host, Jessica Shorta-Bunny, signing off, and I'll see you next week.
Well, it's another week in the Bean, and not much is happening. We're in the middle of an eternal winter with no end in sight, and finals are looming up ahead. But for those of you who need a break from the monotony, here are some moderately fun upcoming events that will at least keep you from banging your head against a wall. This Saturday is Emerson Independent Video's 40th Anniversary Gala, which, unlike your estranged grandparents' awkward 40th Anniversary Bash, is bound to be a night to remember. This live televised gala will be spent chronicling EIV's 40-year history of creating awesome television programs, along with a special awards ceremony which will honor some of EIV's MVPs. Most importantly, though, we can confirm that your second cousin twice removed won't perform his awkward rendition of Fly Me to the Moon like he did at your estranged grandparents' 40th Anniversary Bash. The event is open and free to the public, so make sure to reserve your tickets to Saturday's gala online as soon as possible. Emerson Bright Lights film series is still shining as brightly as ever, particularly with this Thursday's extra special screening, the It's All True documentary showcase. 10 short student-produced documentaries handpicked by Emerson's Visual Media Arts faculty will be shown in the Bright screening room. And if that's not enough for you, the showcase is going to be emceed by the acclaimed documentarian behind Hearts and Minds, Peter Davis. So if you're looking for a night of captivating true stories, or if you're just looking for a more edifying excuse for putting off finishing your long-gestating screenplay, Threat Level DH, you'll want to hightail it to the Bright screening room this Thursday, April 2nd at 7 p.m. for a night of stories you'll just have to see to believe. If you're looking to see a fabulous production of a beloved Tony Award-winning musical, look no further than the Lyric Stage Company of Boston's production of City of Angels. Set in the ritzy world of Hollywood in the late 1940s, City of Angels follows a troubled writer who's hired to adapt their critically acclaimed mystery novel into a film noir screenplay. He's met with serious creative and ethical dilemma, however, when his megalomaniac producer forces him to make a number of unwelcome changes to his story. In other words, this is a jazzy musical that is partially set in the world of film noir about a screenwriter. If you ask me, that sounds like a musical that was practically made for Emerson students. The show is running until May 2nd, and student rush tickets only cost $10, so you've got no excuse for missing this downright incredible production. And not enough theater for you? Well, look no further than Emerson's own Color Majestic, where next Thursday, April 9th, Canadian artist Robert LePage premiered a reimagined version of his acclaimed production, Needles and Opium. The musical takes place entirely in a cube suspended in midair and is comprised of a series of vignettes set in everywhere from Paris to New York City. And if that's not enough to convince you to go, this might be. All Emerson students, faculty, and staff are entitled to receive one free ticket with the presentation of an Emerson ID. For those of you who enjoyed Emerson's performance of Mother Hicks last month, anyone hoping to continue the saga of American Sign Language set in theater should attend Edge of Peace at Central Square Theater in Cambridge this weekend. Performances are from April 3rd to the 11th, and tickets range from $15 to $30. True, trekking all the way out to Cambridge in this weather is a little much to ask, but there's no better reason to venture out than expanding your horizons and maybe hitting up some cute Harvard students while you're up there. Bundle up, head out, and support your fellow Emerson students working on the show.
Until next week, this is Norman Oliver and Ether Weiser signing off.
Come on! Seriously?